Taylor Ham, 24/7 Sports here at A-Leaf Elsik, visiting with a 4-star, now Army All-American linebacker, Dontavious Jackson.
Army strong.
Speaking of which, how did it feel to get that nomination yesterday?
And it felt amazing. You know, I've been working all my life for it. You know, I posted a picture my freshman year. I don't know if anyone caught it. And I was like, this is the game I want to play in. And I finally got the invite. It felt amazing.
Awesome. Now, like a lot of prospects I've talked to in Houston, you've made your rounds through plenty of schools. This spring, recap where you've been.
I've been to Oklahoma State, Michigan State, TCU, Baylor, Texas, and A&M.
Great. Now, hefty group there. And really kind of different conferences, different spots all across the country. Which ones of those like really stood out to you?
Well, first off, the Big Ten, when I went up to Michigan, I mean, the build out there, everyone is strong. Everyone has that strong build. Everyone's physically built. You know, I'm intrigued by that because, you know, I'm a big linebacker. So that's something that caught my eye. And then at Texas, I love the physicality, you know. And with Coach Chavis being at A&M now, that's something they're going to have. You know, him coming from LSU, he's one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. So both Texas and A&M are both going to have that aggressiveness that I love.
Now, tell us like what your plan is in terms of, you know, narrowing down your list and what you're trying to get to.
Well, after my spring game, May 28th, I'm going to sit down, have a talk with my mom or whatever, and we're going to narrow down my list to 10 schools. And from there, it's just going to be, you know, it's going to be that.
Do you know any schools that are absolutely going to make that list in that top 10?
Not yet. I have an idea, but I can't say because, you know, every day a different school comes harder than the other one. So, you know, it's gonna be a hard decision. I haven't made up my mind yet.
Do you plan on, you know, visiting anywhere else over the summer? You know, maybe some schools that you haven't seen, or maybe to get back out to some campuses that you saw in the spring? This
summer I definitely want to get the whole Florida area, in Florida State, Miami, and USF. And I definitely want to get to Bama, LSU, and there's a couple other schools in the California area like UCLA and maybe USC.
Awesome. Let's talk about, you know, some of the in-state programs, and we'll work out of state. But, you know, sticking with Texas and Texas A&M, you talked to Coach Strong the other day. How'd that conversation go?
Well, first off, he just loves to chop it up with me. You know, he's a real cool guy. He's familiar with where I'm from, so you know we have that connection. And basically, he just wants me to know that, you know, he wants me at Texas. That they're going to be out here in the spring a couple times, not just once. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait to get them out here for practice.
Now, a lot of schools are recruiting you, you know, at linebacker, and they can see you playing, you know, maybe multiple spots inside and out. Are they all want you at middle linebacker?
I've gotten a couple offers for stand-up outside linebacker, 3-4 outside linebacker, which is what we play here, 3-4. So, you know, it's going to be easy to convert if I was to choose to go to one of those schools. But I've gotten a couple offers for outside linebacker.
Great. Now, where do you want to play?
Personally, I don't care. You know, I'm very versatile, so I feel comfortable with both. I've been playing both all my life.
A lot of kids are kind of waiting around to see how Texas A&M improves on defense next year under Coach Chavis. Is that kind of the case for you too?
Well, yes. You know, they didn't play too well on defense last year, and you know, I'm a defensive player. I'm coming from a defensive school, but I know having Coach Chavis, they're going to turn that around. He's one of the best defensive coordinators in the country, so I see a great defense coming soon. If not this year, it'll be better than last year and improving every year.
Who's recruiting you from Texas A&M, and you know, what kind of relationship do you have with those guys?
Coach McKinney and Coach Chavis and Coach Hagan. Well, Coach McKinney, you know, he grew up in the same type of area I grew up in. You know, we relate a lot. You know, sometimes we just chop it up. You know, the other day we were just talking about music that we have on our playlist that are compatible. So we have a great relationship. And you know, with Coach Hagan, sometimes when the recruiting thing, right, you know, when they can visit us right after the season, like in the January, February area, he came out here just to watch me, you know, go through warm-ups. You know, he just watched the whole period, you know, stretching, all that, just to see what I was doing. You know, he was checking up on me. So.
No doubt. What's your plan of attack in terms of official visits and a commitment?
I want to take all 5 visits. I want to, you know, venture out, see what every school has to offer me. I want to give every school an opportunity to give me, just as they gave me the opportunity to go there. So I'm just going to try to hit as many schools as unofficials and officials as I can, all of them.
Distance isn't a big factor for you at all. So what are some out-of-state programs that, you know, you enjoyed going to check out and that you formed relationships with?
Out of state, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. Well, all of my out-of-state visits, you know, all of those schools that I visited out of state are recruiting me really hard. So I made it one of my duties to go out there and make sure I visited the school. And I have great relationships with all of the coaches, and all of them make me feel comfortable. So it's going to be hard trying to, you know, see what schools I'm going to exclude from my list.
No doubt. Now you've got some coaches here coming out for the evaluation period soon. Which ones have told you they'll be by here for the next week or two?
Florida, A&M, Texas, Florida State, Texas Tech. It's a couple other schools. LSU, Georgia, Miami. It's a lot of schools coming.
Well, that sounds like a good spring wrap for Dontavious Jackson, future Army All-American linebacker. Appreciate the time.
No problem.